Assalamu alaikum. Peace be on you, fellow knowledge seekers. Today, let's dive into a lesser-known chapter of history about one of the most contested places on earth, Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Now, most people have heard about the disputes over this holy site. But did you know there was an international ruling about its ownership nearly a century ago? That's right. And it was in favor of the Muslims. Back in the days of the British Mandate for Palestine, tensions were high between Muslims and Jews over Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa Mosque. In 1929, this tension erupted into the Barak Revolt in protest against the facilities provided by the British to the Jews to reach and pray at the western wall of Al-Aqsa Mosque. The revolution never subsided until the British agreed to refer the dispute to an international court to decide whether the wall was the Islamic Barak Wall or a Jewish Wailing Wall. Britain appointed a committee headed by the former Minister of Foreign Affairs in the government of Sweden as chairman, and the membership of the Vice President of the Court of Justice in Geneva, the President of the Mixed Austro-Romanian Court of Arbitration, the former governor of the east coast of the island of Sumatra, and a member of the Parliament of the Netherlands. It was an impartial international committee and at the highest judicial and arbitration level. The committee arrived in Jerusalem on June 19, 1930, where it stayed for a full month in Palestine, and every day it held 1 or 2 sessions. So, Britain appointed a seriously diverse committee. No Arabs or Muslims, mind you, including European arbitrators, impartial judges, lawyers, and historians. Among these were 21 Jewish rabbis, 30 Muslim scholars, and a British witness. Both sides presented their cases, with the Muslims showing 26 documents and the Jews submitting 35. After an intense review, it was clear to the International Court that the Muslims had the stronger argument. They showed that the entire area around the wall was an Islamic endowment, backed by records from the Sharia court and Islamic texts. The Jews' visits to the wall were actually grants from Muslim governments, not inherent rights. They could visit but not perform rituals or make disturbances. More than 5 months after starting, the committee reached its decision in Paris on November 28, 1930. The verdict was unanimous. The Western Wall belonged exclusively to Muslims. It was a part of the noble sanctuary and an Islamic endowment property. The Jews' visit to the wall was not their right, but rather a specific grant by the orders of the Ottoman Empire and under the orders of the Egyptian ruler of the Levant. It was only a response to repeated requests by devout Jews to visit the place. And without allowing them to perform prayer rituals in this place, it was sufficient to pray without sound or disturbance, no seating equipment or curtains. This was a grant from Muslim governments as a form of religious tolerance, and not a historical, religious, or real estate right. The decision included a number of other points, the most important of which are prohibiting bringing benches, symbols, mats, chairs, curtains, barriers, and tents, and not allowing Jews to blow the trumpet near the wall. These provisions took effect on June 8, 1931, and the British government issued a white paper recognizing Muslim ownership. Both the international ruling and the white paper forced the Jews to adhere to their borders, and soon the voices of the Jews apparently faded regarding the issue of the wall. The King of Britain also issued a royal decree known as, which was published at that time in the Official Gazette of Palestine. So why is this important? Because if this ruling had favored the Jews, it would have been translated into every language and shouted from all the rooftops and in United Nations assemblies. Yet most Muslims and Arabs are unaware of it. The ruling is worth hearing. Ownership of the Western Wall belongs to Muslims alone, and they alone have the real right to it because it constitutes an integral part of the area of the noble sanctuary, which is part of the endowment property. Muslims also own ownership of the sidewalk located in front of the wall and in front of the area known as Al-Magharibi Quarter, opposite the wall, because it is endowment according to the provisions of Islamic law. Let's spread this truth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden tales from history.